And we are live. Sorry for the delay, Internet. Welcome to the March 28, 2019. I think I got the, now that I think about it, I think I got the header wrong. I think I called it the March 2018 meeting, but it is the March 2019 meeting. I am the Honorable Lord Ulrich Eisenhand. My camera still doesn't work. And welcome to the March decision meeting for Meridians. I have a group of commenters here with me tonight, and I'm going to ask everybody to introduce themselves, going left to right on my screen. So we're going to start with Master Alexander.
Oh, hi. I'm Alexander Ravenscroft, Stentor Herald. We've been doing this for a long time, and I've been at most of them.
Okay. All right. Next in line is Catelyn.
I am Lady Catelyn Wynn. I am Deputy Lambent Herald and also local herald for the Shire of Worthcastle.
And I am Lord Christoph de Winter. I am her deputy.
All right, moving along, Kurt.
Hey everybody, I'm Lord Kurt Wagner, and I am the submissions herald for Meridians. I'm also the local herald for the Shire of Iris Nest.
So moving along, next in line would be Lucien.
Hello, I'm the Honorable Lord Lucien d'Artois. I'm the Lambent Herald, the Deputy Cipher Pursuivant, and the Red Raven Pursuivant.
All right, next would be Zara. Is your mic working?
It is now. I am the Honorable Lady Sarah Algarnatia. I am Meridian's Torch Herald, and yeah, that's me.
All right, next would be Mistress Bronwyn.
Hi, I'm Mistress Bronwyn Ogibwele, White Antelope Herald, and also I happen to be the Deputy Submissions Herald for the Shire of Salthaven. I keep forgetting to mention
that. Mistress Flonnet.
Oh wait, what happened to Thorfina?
She is to your right on my screen. That is what happened
okay.
here.
Well, hi, I'm the interim beacon, Mistress Flonnet Nahaney, and I'm back.
It's like a bad penny. Keep turning
due to extenuating circumstances.
Yes, due to extenuating circumstances.
I also have Torch or Trumpet Herald with me in the next room.
So welcome everybody. Next.
And Trumpet says hi.
Hi, I'm Lady Northana, the Boss Daughter. I am the herald of the Bernie Bladenfeld.
Go ahead and dive right into this month's letter, and not a terribly long letter. We got, let's see here, 8 entries on this letter, so should go fairly quickly.
We have Ember watching on YouTube as well.
Thank you, people watching on YouTube.
That's Antonio Ember, actually.
Thank you.
All right, so starting with item number 1, Eleanor McPherson, new name. Eleanor from Dictionary of Medieval Names from Extant Sources, and McPherson from Black, surnames of Scotland. So Doc seemed to check out, and
Catelyn found McPherson with a capitalized P, uppercase P, and another source in one of Aries' articles.
Okay. Yeah, I see that now.
Index of Scots names found in Dictionary of Older Scottish Tongue. So looks like that's fine.
So, did anyone else find any issues with it?
Good name.
Nope.
Yeah, it seems good to me. Docs check out. I didn't find any conflicts with it. So.
Nor did I.
So just a caveat that name is not actually spelled like that in the source document. If you click on the link, yeah, I know. I see it in the article, but if you click on the actual name, it takes you to the page that has the actual spelling in Old Scots, and it is not spelled like that. But I'm sure that they will probably accept it at the society level. So I say we just send it up like that, and
it was registered in that form in 2018.
And if they don't register it with the capital P, then the submitter is fine with the lowercase p as a worst case scenario.
Yeah. I'll make sure to add a note. That the submitter is okay with taking away that capital P, making it lowercase if necessary.
However, it was registered with the capital P in April 2018.
Right.
And it also happens to be the submitter's last name.
Okay. It is, but it is not spelled that way. I don't know.
With it, and an extra A in it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I might just go ahead and look at their documentation and see what they used.
The 2018 documentation from the registration was also used black.
Black surnames of Scotland.
Yes.
Okay. So it's the same docs.
It's the same documentation, and it was registered with the capital P using that documentation.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, so apparently they allowed
I'll
the
make a note of that.
Good.
All right, so we will send that one up. Moving along to number 2, Elizabeth Silverlock, new name and new device. Start off with the name. Elizabeth found in Withycombe, Silverlock, Rainey and Wilson.
Now that one was easy to document.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bronwyn. I'm glad to see that she has finally gotten around to registering her name.
I documented this thing for her probably 10 years ago.
Wasn't that long.
Well, maybe not, but feels like it.
But yeah, she should have done it a long time ago. Because she's been using this name for quite a while.
Yes, she has.
All right, so name appears to be good. Docs check out. Anyone else find any issues with it?
No.
I kind of like the variation of the last name. Without the K, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, it was a documented form.
Yes, I just happen to like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so moving along to the device. Azure, a key Festwise, and on a Chief Argent, 2 Fleur-de-Lis Azure.
That's pretty.
Isn't very pretty.
It's very simple, too.
I didn't find any conflicts for it either.
Nope, no conflicts.
Yeah, the ones mentioned are definitely clear.
Yeah. So I also have to say that I really like the simplicity of it. I think it really pops.
Mm-hmm.
So device is good. We're going to send both of them up.
Yay, nice
Hooray.
period heraldry.
It is nice period heraldry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always nice to see that, too.
All right, so moving along to item number 3. Excuse me. Gilbert de York, new name and new device. Let's start off with the name. I'm assuming that the DMNES site is for Gilbert, and the Oxford Dictionary of English Place Names is for De York.
Well, they also formed.
They're not actually tagged with that in the ducks.
Well, that also turned up in the index to 1332 lay subsidy rolls. So Gilbert can be documented to 14th century. So,
But yes, the link
Catlin,
for Dictionary of Medieval Names has Gilbert in it. So.
Okay.
And I was looking at an article, and I did see where they said that the D in De York would have been dropped after about 1400. So I also provided documentation for Gilbert prior to 1400. In case they wanted to go a little bit earlier, they can still have that combination.
Yeah, see that. I will make sure to add that documentation when I send it up. So no conflicts.
No conflict.
All right, docs check out. So we will send the name up. Moving along to the device. Ghouls, a sword inverted, and on a chief or 3 feathers ghouls. I didn't find any conflicts.
Nor did I.
Yeah, it looks like Bronwyn and Lucian didn't find any conflicts. So it appears clear. It doesn't violate any rules that I can see.
No.
So,
and it's a sword device.
Yeah. That's that's wild that it doesn't have
really
conflicts.
I mean, it's a light sword,
Right.
because it has feathers.
Plain steel.
Ba-dum-bum.
all right. So name and device for Gilbert will be going up.
Yay.
Excellent.
That's Elizabeth's son, by the way.
Moving on to item number 4, Yofa Merch Maxon.
Fun this time.
A new badge.
Ooh.
Purpale, Ghouls, and Sable. A Wolfhound, Current, Bendwise to Sinister Ore.
It's a step from period practice for stating the Linnean, the actual species of the dog.
Are Wolfhounds one of the ones that are documented as being present in period heraldry? I know
No.
Talbots are, and I know Greyhounds are. But are Wolfhounds one of the ones? I mean, there isn't a second SFPP in this, so
Yeah.
it's
No,
a moot point, but
yes, kind of a moot point. But yeah, I don't know.
let me ask Mistholm. It is not showing Wolfhound as one of the ones in period according to the entry on Mistholm. They only have Talbot, Greyhound, and Alant. It's kind of like a pit bull.
Right.
A short-eared mastiff is what it is. So yeah, I guess Wolfhound would still be considered a step from period practice. And I see here. I agree with Iago that it is a Wolfhound Courant Conturney Bendwise Sinister Ore.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is Courant, it is not salient, as Michael Gerard suggests. It is Courant, but it is in the Bendwise Sinister orientation.
Which is why I felt compelled to check versus salient and rampant.
Well, I believe that I can't remember, I think that they conflict against that anyway? Or
Current doesn't, but
no, that's right. Courant
Rampant does.
is with
rampant and salient.
Yeah, salient and rampant do, but Courant doesn't. And that doesn't, I mean, it looks kind of like salient, but I mean, salient really has the legs more forward. You know, this really looks like.
Salient, the back legs are more vertical.
Yes, they are.
Because the back legs are on the ground.
Well, this is clearly current Benoit, but like I said, I checked versus those just in case.
Yeah.
Just for visual conflict, if not.
Right. Just in case somebody called it.
Okay. And yeah, I didn't find any conflicts with it. So if no one else found any issue with it.
Well, the one I found, Connor McTavish, the following device associated with this name was registered in 1982. Lawson, Azure, and Argent. So, of course, the field's different. A wolf, rampant, conturney, Q4G. Anyway, the tail doesn't count. Or. So, that's a little iffy because the changes to the field, but I don't know.
I think that we're going to be clear on posture.
Okay.
Even with the orientation making it look similar, I think that we're still going to get clear with the non-conflicting postures and with orientation.
Yeah.
Because if the posture counts for a DC, then the orientation will count for a DC.
Well, the orientation is the same.
No,
because this is in Bendwise Sinister.
Oh, but it's still conturney.
Right, but this is in Bendwise Sinister as opposed to default.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
which would be fess-wise.
Yeah, those look like they should be fess-wise and not per bend. So I'm not. I think there's an orientation, and plus there's a field difference.
Well,
yeah, that would be our first DC.
Yeah. So I'm not following Michael Gerard's argument as far as that, because I think he's thinking that the per bend and the fess.
He's thinking that the dog is salient. No, Lucian, we did not.
It's a visual thing.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So in the book of traceable heraldic art, it lists the wolfhound as a period dog breed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
where
so just it being a period breed and it being a period charge on heraldry are the question.
Yeah.
If it is a period breed that is specified in heraldry, then it is not an SFPP. But specifying the breed when the breed does not explicitly exist in heraldry in period is an SFPP.
Well, since there's only one SFPP, it's
a moot point. But
anyway.
Antonio says it's clearly Courant, and he was also questioning the differences between the dogs. And I don't think that there's a blazonable difference between the dogs. So if that was the only difference, we'd have to return it, but that isn't.
Yeah.
I think we get a DC for the field, we get a DC for the posture, and we get a DC for the orientation.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
So I think that this is clear. I'm going to send it up.
Okay.
Okay. Well, as our Laurel Sob said, when in doubt, send it up.
Yep.
Right. Okay, so moving on to number 5, Isabetta de San Marco, 3-star badge.
Oh, here's the ducks.
I don't think these are
Quack,
an
quack, quack, quack.
Sorry, Alexander, you were saying?
Those ducks are not an annulo.
No.
No, they are in cross.
No, they're in cross.
Fair and cross.
Please let me at least get the blazon out.
I'm sorry.
So the blazon on the form is Argent on a lozenge sable, 4 sant. They should be 4 ducks in cross score, as Iago points out.
Mm-hmm.
Brenna also points out that it needs to be a lozenge throughout to indicate that it goes all the way to the edge of the badge. We are going to have to alter the artwork, Kurt, because it is still the image off of the fieldless badge form. So basically, all we have to do is make that a solid line all the way around.
I can do that.
Okay, and then, for the sake of transparency, send it to the submitter and say, hey, this is the change that we made, just to make sure that the submitter okays it. I mean, there's no reason why she wouldn't, because you're not actually changing the image.
No.
Just the outline of the badge form.
Right.
All she did was change.
For transparency, they want to submit the form in any way.
Yes.
So we will need to do that.
Well, that's a very easy fix as far as graphically.
And Lucian, as to your comment, the fieldless badge form is still a valid form in Meridia's. I am just trying to get us away from using it, because we're the only kingdom that actually uses a fieldless badge form.
Okay, I've got another question though. Sigrith pointed out that on a fieldless badge, this is a charged lozenge, and a lozenge is a form of heraldic display.
That was the reason for the original return.
So it is not a fieldless badge. Okay.
No, it is no longer a fieldless badge.
Okay.
It is now an Argent fielded badge with a sable lozenge that has 4 ducks on it.
Okay.
Yes, that was the reason for the return originally, was that it was a charged lozenge on a fieldless badge. So those issues out of the way, do we have any conflicts or other possible rule violations with this badge? I don't see any.
I don't either.
All right. So in that case, we will alter that image to make it not a fieldless badge and send it up.
Yay! The submitter will be very happy. Because she's mine.
Well, in that case, let's bounce it. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Uh-huh.
You're getting the look. That's not a look you want. I'm just saying.
I have to practice again.
Oh, that look doesn't go away.
Well, see, the thing is, I have never screwed up bad enough to where Flonnet gave me the look without being able to smile. So I always knew she wasn't quite serious about it because she knew I was joking every single time.
Yep.
Okay, so
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, okay. So on to number 6.
Item number 6, Michael. See here, Chowminster. Name and device. Let's start off with the name. Michael coming from Withycombe. The comment Chowminster coming from Oxford Dictionary of Place Names.
But not in the form in the header.
But not in the form in the header. That is correct.
Is that a typo or is that what he wants?
I'm not certain. It looks to me like a typo because he documented Charminster in his documentation.
Yep, that would be a question to ask the submitter.
Yeah.
And all of the forms that I found all had an R in them, whether or not they were CHAR, CHER. They all had the R.
Okay.
But you have to contact the submitter anyway, because once you move on to the device, there's a problem with the device too. So.
Right.
Yeah, all the variations I found all had an R in them as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at the original submission form. It does say Chowminster.
So he submitted it without the R?
He did submit it as Michael B. Chowminster.
No,
Right.
He might have just spelled it wrong.
He might have typoed it though.
Right.
All right. So we will.
We'll have to ask him about it.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him about that. So.
I did try to document it without the R, and I was unable to do so.
Yeah, same here.
So we are going to pen the name until we can get clarification on whether or not he wants the R. If he doesn't want the R, we might have to return it because the name as submitted doesn't match the documentation.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't document that spelling.
Right.
But if he's okay with adding the R, then I can just throw the R in and send it up because it doesn't appear that there are any other issues.
No.
No, I didn't find any conflicts.
No.
All right, so moving on to the device. Procure a single-headed chess knight and a chief argent.
Conflict.
Yes. So Iago found a conflict. Procure a horse's head cooped, and in Canton a mullet argent.
And a horse's head and a chestnut, one single-headed chestnut conflict in precedent.
Okay.
Right. So we get a DC for changing the chief to a
mullet.
Here, what was it? A mullet in Canton.
But that's it. Making it a double-headed chestnut would address that.
Or changing the orientation to contorny. Would also fix that.
Either way.
We could flip the chess piece around.
Yeah. So when you contact the submitter about the name, I would present those options and see if any of them are acceptable. Because those are easy fixes.
Yes.
The easiest fix would be to make it contorny because then you could just take all the images and flip them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do a horizontal flip.
Yeah. You don't even have to redraw it.
Right. But don't have to redraw it. Don't have to recolor it.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's the easiest option.
Yes.
So that will clear the issue. That will clear the conflict. Did anyone do a conflict check to make sure that the knight can turn?
I'm afraid I did not.
Or the double-headed knight. Does
I didn't either.
You
Okay.
might want to check that.
Antonio is making has a question about the non-period depiction of the chess knight.
That's a step from period practice, I believe.
Yeah. So Michael Gerard already pointed that out below.
I missed that. I apologize. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm doing a quick conflict check on the Contourney real quick.
It would be great if there wasn't a conflict on that, because it would be such an easy fix as long as the submitter's fine with it.
There do not appear to be any conflicts with that.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
I didn't
finding
see
any
anything
with the Contourney chess knight. So if he's okay with one of those two changes, we can do the change and send it up as long as we get it in time. If not, it'll have to get bumped to next month's letter.
Well, I reached out to him when I noticed that the device was in conflict, and I did not get a response back. That was before Gulf Wars happened, so I'll
Okay.
reach out to him.
Well, I will send him another email, and hopefully we can get that sorted out.
Just for the record, the double-headed chess knight also does not have a conflict. So if he wants to go that option, that's also clear.
Thanks. Excellent.
So both of our options are clear of conflict. So we will propose both of those and see what happens. So both of those items are pended at the moment. Moving along to item number 7, Nikolai Mikhailovich. New name and new device. Starting off with the name.
Looks good to me.
Nice to see that he's finally registering his name since he's getting ready to become a peer.
Wouldn't be the first one who didn't register a name.
Nope.
Well, we've got a few that have been peers for years that don't have registered names.
Yes, we do.
All right. I will make sure to update the link to the link that you put in, Bronwyn, for Mikhailovich. To correct that, because like you said, both of those hyperlinks go to Nikoslav.
Right.
But otherwise, I think we're clear of conflict, and the docs do check out.
Excellent.
And then free to put gratuitous information dump that we don't have to worry about. So the name is good and going up. Moving along to the device. For Pale, Sable, and Ghouls, a Rogacina cross and Forchi with a Bordur ore.
That's interesting.
Yes.
The charge is found in Mistholm and appears to be acceptable in the form submitted and correctly blazoned.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks good to me. There weren't any conflicts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a new charge. That's one I haven't seen before. So,
well, Michael Gerard posted an image of one that was previously registered.
Yes.
Right, but that doesn't mean that I have seen it.
Well, now you have seen it. Now it is not new.
Now I've seen it twice. All right, so no conflicts found. I didn't find any. Of course, I wasn't entirely sure what in the world that charge would conflict against. What I needed to check it against. So
it looks like that's what I was thinking it too.
Humanoids.
Arrows.
Armor stands.
Yeah.
Armor and stands. That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
A nun, maybe?
I was going to go with Milkman. Yeah, that works.
Well, I don't know if it's the person that I think it is.
All right, so we're gonna call the device good and send it up. All right, moving along to item number 8. This is the last item on our docket for today.
Yay!
Yes.
Doing good, Pennon.
So,
yes.
Surendravati Govinda.
This is
Restart
where-
name from holding name.
This is where I facepalm.
Yeah.
This is where the Indian girl facepalms.
You're allowed.
This name is not constructed properly.
It is not constructed properly. The two cultures that they've gotten the first name and the by name from are about 2,000 miles apart.
And they would not have been
Okay.
a mixture of cultures in that period.
Exactly. That mixture of cultures would not have occurred in that period. Kashmir is a mountain region, and the Rashtrakutas were based out of Maharashtra. It's a desert culture.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, the name construction on this is incorrect. Shouldn't it be Govinda Sharandavi?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
If Surendravati is supposed to be the first name, then yes, Surendravati Govinda is fine. But Surendravati Govinda in itself is not an accurate name construction.
Word.
Huh.
Can we give some advice to the submitter so that they
Yeah,
can
that was going to be my next question.
They're watching on the YouTube channel now.
Yeah. I'd have to do some more research. But
I would. Well, my first suggestion would be to try to find two names
And that's what
from
Lucian
the
has
same
too.
region.
But we can't
Yeah.
hear Lucian speak.
Well, find something from the same region as Surendravati.
So I've been working with submitter once we figured out that what was going on with this one, because I'm going to say that I like Indian names are not my thing at all. So we're also looking at correcting or dropping the Govinda and going with. She found a name of the daughter of one of the individuals from the Lohara dynasty in Kashmir, Kotarani, and that's from the 1300s. She said she would accept anything that would work with around that, whether it would be Surendravati Rani or Rani Surendravati, whichever.
that's presumptive.
And
Isn't Rani a title?
Rani is a title that means queen. That is entirely presumptive.
okay. How about Coda?
I don't.
Coda Rani was the daughter of Rama Chandra.
We may need to work on this offline, you and I together.
Mhm.
This might just be we need to work on this offline.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Although that would be a fascinating discussion because we haven't had a lot of
Indian names.
Yeah.
research into Indian names.
And the rest of us could learn from a discussion.
Absolutely. The problem is I am like 2,000 miles away from all my resources.
Right, on the West Coast.
When you get back, the Meridia's Herald has a YouTube channel.
We do.
You could actually do this on. It would be great to have this conversation online.
Absolutely.
Because that way we could hear and discuss it, and you could do a lot of education there. And if we broadcast it on, if we maintain it on YouTube, it will be a great value.
Absolutely. I'm more than happy to do that after I am back in my own home and I've had some time to pull all my resources together.
Yes.
All right. So
pending it.
I think we're gonna have to just go ahead and returning elements are truly from two non-compatible cultures. Then what I will do is I will pend it for now, and I will contact Pelican and ask about it.
Sounds like a plan.
And I will ask her if she wants me to send it up, or if this is a clear cut, no, these don't work, please return it.
I don't think she's going to want it up.
I don't think so either, but I owe it to the submitter to at least.
Well, if we resubmit next month, that gives us a chance to get it right, and it might pass.
Yeah. It might pass, and we know that
if it's not going to pass like this, there's no point to send it up.
Right.
Yeah, because then the submitter is going to have to wait 9 months to get it fixed.
Yeah.
I am pending it, and I'm going to ask her, and if she says no, then I won't send it up.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Well, right now it's only been in the loop for a month, and so she's only lost a month on it. If it goes, it doesn't.
She's usually pretty good about answering her emails. So
yeah.
So I mean, I should hopefully know in a couple of days, and then I will know definitively whether or not I need to return this.
Okay.
So pen for now. I have a feeling it is probably going to get returned, but we are going to call it a pend for right now. And that brings us to the end of our letter tonight.
Not too bad.
We did pretty good. We got a lot of business done, and it only took us 50 minutes. So
not bad, guys.
Good job, everybody.
Excellent work.
Go us.
Yay.
All right, so I would like to thank everybody who came in and assisted with commentary tonight. Everybody who showed up to watch on our YouTube live stream. The tentative date for next month's meeting is going to be Tuesday, April 23rd. I hear chuckles. Is there an issue with April 23rd?
No, not really. We'll just have to see what my husband's schedule is. Our anniversary is the 24th, but sometimes he has to work on it. So, but hey, y'all have fun.
All right. So tentative date is April 23rd for next month's meeting. It is probably going to be a pretty large letter because it will be our Gulf Wars letter.
Yay, Gulf Wars!
So expect a fairly long meeting.
Are we going to be splitting the Gulf Wars letter up this year, or?
I'm not sure. It's going to be. We didn't get nearly as many as we did last year, but it's still going to be pretty big. So we'll see.
Okay. How many items do you have right now?
I think it's just around 40.
Right around 40. Okay.
40.
So we tend to try and limit it to about 30 items per letter. That way we can make sure that we get good commentary on everything.
Yeah, I think
Because
it's
when you get more than that, it turns into kind of a slog.
Right.
Trying to get through
Well, if you
everything, and then
haven't
the
gotten
stuff
them
at
yet,
the
I
bottom of the list ends up not getting commented on. So.
Well, if we have half of the
So what
comment
if we split it? If
start at
it's
the
an
bottom,
even 40, why don't we split it 20 and 20 and do 2 letters?
Do we have any other things that have come in though that would go in with that second 20?
Yes, there's been a few that have come in this month. Very few, but a couple.
Well, maybe we could do it in half then.
Do you want to try doing 2 commentary sessions, Tuesday and Wednesday?
I can't do Wednesday.
Yeah, I can't do Wednesday either.
Yeah, Wednesdays tend to be a difficult day to get people.
Those
Okay.
are
Discussion
our
meeting, so-
meeting nights. So
It might be better to do
Um,
Tuesday and Thursday. We've done
Well,
Thursday before.
traditionally, what we do is everything that comes in before Gulf Wars goes on the April letter, in addition to what we get at Gulf Wars until we get a full letter,
Right.
and then the rest of Gulf Wars and everything that he receives after Gulf Wars ends up going on the May letter.
That's what we did
Right.
here. Yes.
That's what we did. That's what I've done in the past. So
Well, that sounds like a doable.
Mhm.
that's what I think is the fairest way to handle
yeah,
it, to make
that
sure
way
that
the letter probably won't be more than 30 items.
and that way I don't have Alice and Cormac yelling at me for setting up an LOI that has 60 items.
Correct.
They don't want any letters with more than 50 items.
Right.
So we try to not upset Laurel.
No.
Now,
No.
because then they come down and say mean, hurtful things.
And Juliana might get forceful with us.
Well, you could always have a chat with Cormac. He's going to be at Coronation.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make Coronation because I have to choose between Coronation and Artsy Crown.
I gotcha. And I can see where Artsy Crown is the draw.
Well, I'm going to be at both.
Woohoo!
I'll be at neither.
I have a toddler and I have to pick and choose. So
Yeah.
I kind of
toddler
get
and
the
I'll be
impression I need to be at both.
all right. So thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you for watching on YouTube. If anyone is even still there listening to all of our jibba jabba. So next month on the 23rd. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Happy heraldry.